Hi everyone, welcome back to Singapore Art Museum's Unwind with Sam Art and Meditation program. Our theme this week is Deconstructing Identities, Stereotypes and Communities. My name is Russell Chan and I'm your meditation teacher and also the founder of Prime Your Mind Now, who will be leading you through this session. I'm also a neuroscientist by training that specializes in meditation, research, and the cognitive abilities of the brain. So if you're new to this week, just to let you know, you can ask questions at the end of today's session. So usually that ends around 8:30 or 8:25. And for the last 2 weeks that I've been teaching, we've had a lot of nice questions after the session, and that was great. That was great for me to interact with everyone who was practicing and getting involved as well. So together with Sam, we want to give you not just a meditation practice, but a holistic experience that's aimed towards combining art, neuroscience, and of course, meditation. That is uniquely Singaporean and also uniquely Sam. We're going to continue with Yoga Nidra meditation this week, combined with the experience of yet another new artwork. So those of you who are new to the session and also new to Yoga Nidra, it is a meditation that's usually performed lying down. And I would like you to, of course, adopt this for today. This eases the physical requirement for your body, and you don't have to sit for a long period of time and feel uncomfortable in a folded position. That way, it will help you get into a deeper state during the practice. And if you fall asleep during the meditation, I'll tell you, it's perfectly fine and perfectly okay. I fall asleep a lot of the time when my teacher is giving a session. And so if it happens to you, please don't feel guilty at all and be kind to yourself. None of the negative connotations, just join back wherever you can, you are with my instructions. For the last 2 weeks, I've introduced the concept of inspired intentions, and we're going to carry on with that. Just a small explanation. Intentions are very powerful and they're different from a resolution. It's something that's akin to the state of being. It's something that you already are. So, for example, instead of saying, I want to be kind and generous, you're telling yourself an inspired intention is one that you are already kind and generous. And for today, as combined with the artwork, the shared intention is reconnecting in relationships that really matter. So let's explore this through the artwork of Jing Quek. Now, on your screen right now, you'll see quite a large collage of people that are in there and in stylized manner. So this art piece is part of Singapore Idol series of photographs that celebrates the everyday man and common everyday situations and environments in Singapore, just like the large majority of all of us. Jing Quek wants to deconstruct distinctive communities in Singapore in a way that challenges the viewer's perceptions or preconceived notions. This artwork is titled Aunties and Uncles, and it's a very colloquial local Singaporean term that we use when we see the older generation like these. We generally call them aunties and uncles. You can see a group of senior citizens that's captured posing really confidently in the void deck of a housing development board block of flats, as if they're intimidating their strength, but at the same time showing a sense of connection with one another. This art piece is particularly interesting and one that I really enjoy because these aunties and uncles are a mainstay of Singapore culture, and they're mostly seen in community centers, void decks, having a chat, sometimes having a beer as well. And this is such an important social activity for them because it's one of the main ways in which they share news. They're dressed in very traditional clothing. If you firstly look at the lady who's at the center of a group of about 5 or 6 people on the right-hand side of your screen, she really reminds me of my grandmother in that traditional dress. And also the male in front of her, who is confidently sitting on his wheelchair as if it's like a throne. One of my colleagues have just told me that in this picture, there are actually 20 people in there, and that's amazing, just to get them in such a nice frame. Did you also notice the two ladies in the center? Did you see that they are holding hands in a really close and tight-knit fashion? Or what about the couple that's at the back as well, standing near the stairwell? You can see that these two couples really show that they have a shared and joint intention, and that these seemingly really casual relationships on the surface are the ones that really matter. So, as you observe and contemplate on the artwork, it may invoke different sensations within yourself. Your role today is really to explore them in a safe environment and also attempt to witness them without any judgment. So have a look around now. We're going to spend just a minute or so to really absorb and appreciate the artwork. Noticing the colors, noticing the contrast. The characters, they remind you of someone and your own relatives perhaps. Again, just scan, maybe from left to right or up and down, in however manner. Pick out any details that really stand out to you. And whilst there's a small amount of normality around the world now, think clearly about those relationships that matter to yourself. Think about those that have fallen away as a natural consequence of time and what has happened around the world. And also think about those that you yearn so much to have a physical touch and a genuine reconnection with. And if you haven't reconnected with these people, think clearly about how and why you would like to reconnect with them. And another thing, the next time you see aunties and uncles having a beer around your neighborhood in the void deck, know that it's more than just a chat session, that these relationships are the ones that matter. So, are we ready? Let us begin by getting down onto the floor or onto the mat. So those of you who have prepared yourself, you may lie down onto your yoga mat, or you can quickly go and grab it now. Apologies that I forgot to give you guys time, but those of you who have been attending the sessions, you knew the drill. So find a space that you can have your whole entire length of your body down onto the ground and start to bring your back flat down against the mat or against the floor, and also closing your eyes as you lie down. Don't worry if you're still moving about. This is the time that you should be making yourself comfortable, adjusting your clothes, your body position, your hands and feet. And if you're sort of in a ready position, you can shake out any last tensions that you may hold onto your body, your arms, shoulders, legs. And the first thing we're going to do is to deliberately flatten your lower back down against the ground and make that gap between your lower back and the mat or the floor disappear. Want you to release that and then flatten the lower back again. And release. Once more, flatten your lower back, deliberately making that gap disappear. and release. The next thing that we're going to do together is to take your awareness to the sound of that's exiting outside of your room. So listen to the sounds that are outside of your room. Once you've identified a sound, move on to the next sound. Know what it is, and then move on again. Take awareness to the sounds within your room. Perhaps the fan that is turning, my voice. Again, move from sound to sound. Come a little closer. Listen to the sound of your breathing. And even closer now, listen to the sound of your heartbeat, the pulse and silence between your ears. Feel the presence of your heartbeat. And into that silence, recall the image of aunties and uncles. And let us introduce the inspired intention within our mind. I connect with my loved ones. I respect elders. And all lives matter. I connect with my loved ones. I respect elders. All lives matter. I connect with my loved ones. I respect elders. All lives matter. In the next stage, I'll be naming different body parts and be doing two things within your mind. Firstly, as I name and you hear the names of the different body parts, bring your awareness of each of these different body parts. At the same time, without movement, repeat the name of these body parts within your mind. And I'll say again, bring your awareness to the different body parts. At the same time, mentally repeat the name of these body parts within your mind. And we're going to start now, starting with the right hand thumb, the right index finger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, back of the right hand, the palm, creases in the palm, the right wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, right side of the chest, of the waist, hip, thigh, knee, shin, calf, ankle, heel, instep, ball of the right foot, right big toe, second, third, fourth, fifth. Take awareness of your left hand thumb now, your left hand thumb, your left index finger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, back of the left hand, the palm, creases in the palm, the left wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, left side of the chest, the waist, hip, thigh, knee, shin, calf, ankle, heel, ball of the left foot, left big toe, second, third, fourth, fifth. In the next stage, let go of the mental repetition and simply bring awareness to the body part that's being named. Feel your heels meeting the ground, and of the ground meeting your heels. The calves as it meets the ground. Back of the thighs. The buttocks. Lower back. Middle of the back. Upper back. Take your awareness and run it down and up the spine 3 times quickly. The shoulders as it meets the ground. The elbows as it meets the ground. Back of the hands, elbows, shoulders, the back of the head. Trace your hairline to your forehead. The right temple, left temple, right eyebrow, left eyebrow, space between the eyebrows, space between the eyebrows, space between the eyebrows. The right cheek, left cheek, where the eyelids meet. The bridge of the nose, tip of the nose, right nostril, left nostril, both nostrils together. The upper lip, bottom lip, where the lips meet. The chin, front of the throat, top of the chest, center of the abdomen, front of the pelvis, top of the thighs, kneecaps, shins, top of the toes. The whole right foot, the whole left foot, both feet together. The whole right leg, the whole left leg, both legs together. The whole right arm, the whole left arm, both arms together. The right side of your torso, the left side of your torso, the whole torso. Right side of your face, left side of the face, the whole face. the front of the body, the back of the body. Now take awareness of your entire body, not this side, not that side, not front, not back. The whole body is a complete entity. The whole body, the whole body, the whole body, the whole body. So as you lie there, watch your breath. See if you can visualize the air that's entering through your nostrils, down your throat, into the lungs as it expands, out through your throat again, and out through the nostrils. If your breath wants to be quick, let it be quick. If your breath wants to be slow, let it be slow. Make no attempt to change your breath in any way at all. As you lie there, we're going to start counting backwards from the number 80 in sevens until you reach 0. So as you inhale, count 80 in. As you exhale, count 80 out. As you inhale, count 73 in. And as you exhale, count 73 out. Inhale 66 in. Inhale 66 out. So on and so forth until you reach the number 0. If for any reason at all you've lost count, no worries. Very gently bring it back to the number 80 and start again. If for any reason you've lost count, your mind has wandered off, no worries at all. Just start, count again from the number 80. No worries if your mind has wandered off. Bring it very gently back to 80. Start again. Counting backwards in sevens. Letting go of the count. Let us withdraw your mind and focus on the space that's in front of your closed eyes. Imagine before you a transparent screen through which you can see an infinite space. Against that black backdrop, allow the recollection of the artwork Aunties and Uncles that you saw at the beginning of the session. See a vision of these auntie and uncle standing, sitting confidently in a void deck. These are the veterans, pioneers that made Singapore what it is today. Feel a sea of calm and wisdom on their faces. Recall the uncle in a blue shirt seated on a wheelchair. An air of regalness in his manner. Three aunties in blue floral tops. Two aunties holding hands in closeness. One of them with a black and white zigzag shirt. Feel the presence of a proud uncle with a red baseball cap. A surprised uncle in a pink shirt with a fully buttoned collar. An elder couple standing by the stairwell. Green trees in the background. Let the image dissolve and simply be still. Stillness within your mind for the next 2 minutes. Stillness in your body, nothing to do, nowhere to go. Stillness and emptiness within yourself. One more minute. There's nothing to do, nowhere to go, stillness and emptiness within your mind and body. And into that silence, reintroduce the inspired intentions within your mind. Let us share this together again. I connect with my loved ones. I respect elders, and all lives matter. Connect with my loved ones. I respect elders. All lives matter. And I connect with my loved ones. I respect elders. All lives matter. And then letting it go. And as you lie there, start to become aware of your breathing. Feel the coolness of the air around your nostrils. And become aware of your body lying out, stretched along the mat. The points of contact between your body and the mat. Introduce sounds into your hearing. Become aware of my voice, the sound of your breathing, the sounds within the room, and also outside of the room. Externalize your awareness a little bit further to your room, and the room within your home, and a home within the block. Very gently and slowly introduce movement into your body. Wriggle your hands, fingers and toes, followed by larger ones, your shoulders, body, to release the tension. The practice is now complete. Have a stretch, do what's right for you. If you're still lying on the ground, now is a great time to rub and roll your hands together just to create a bit of heat in the center of your palms, and taking that heat and cupping over your eyes and gently blinking into them as well. Let's do that again, second now. Cupping of your eyes, very gently blinking into them, washing that warmth over the rest of your face, and the last round. Taking that and cupping over your eyes, and then washing that over your face. Come up by rolling onto your right side and push yourself back into a sitting posture. And take our palms and our hands, putting into a prayer posture around your heart space. And then softly bowing forward, gently bowing forward, giving gratitude for the chance to practice together, even in an online space. And yeah, this is the end of the practice. Thank you for joining us. And I know that around the world, everyone is having the opportunity to go out now, even in Singapore. There is less of a need to be able to practice this at home. But of course, if you feel that this is worth sharing, definitely share this with your friends. And of course, I would love to teach this physically as well. And if there's such an opportunity in the future where we can do this at SAM, that would be really, really great, because the energy and the presence is just simply different from an online format. So I'm going to hop onto Facebook very quickly just to see if there are any comments and questions for today. And Yeah, just gonna answer a couple of them as they come through. Yeah. Yeah, there was a question about how many uncles and aunties are there. There's 20. We noticed that. And how many males and females? Actually, I never really counted that as well. It's a great question. Thanks, Ting. Thanks for coming along. Is it okay to play music while meditating? I see a question from Derek. Yes, it's not an issue. I think that depends. I mean, I'm not sure if going to be playing rock music or you know, something that's really loud and banging and distracting. I think that's better if you're enjoying it. But then, of course, if there are ones that allow you to cue into yourself a little bit better, I think it's fine as well. And of course, certainly music does have some properties in which it can entrain your mind in a certain way. So I would say for sure, you can play some soft music when you are meditating. So another question from Sharon, which is what types of brainwaves are we at work when we meditate? Right. So there are structures within the brain that are at the front, which is called prefrontal cortex, that have a lot to do with your attentional abilities, you see. So whenever we're talking right now, for example, and you're trying to understand me, a large majority of the brain areas are what we call oscillating. Okay, they're sort of going up and down like this, like sound. Sound also oscillates, and so does our brain waves. So they're oscillating at what we call a beta frequency. So that's about 15 to about 30 hertz, fairly fast because it's trying to understand, it's trying to pick up cues from the environment and things like that. So as we slow down and we cue into ourselves, of course, the natural effect is that most of the brain areas start to go into what we call an alpha, a slowing of the oscillation frequency. So that's between 8 to 12, some say 8 to 15 as well. And then eventually, if we are in a very, very nice, calm manner, I would say a lot of the prefrontal cortex, especially other structures like the hippocampus and the anterior cingulate cortex, ACC, they start to exhibit a lot of theta waves. So big amplitudes, you see, and very, very slow as well, wavelengths. It doesn't mean that when you have a large majority, it's called alpha state. I think that term is a little bit misrepresented in a lot of the popular science literature. It's just very convenient, but it's not true that all the brain areas are oscillating at an alpha frequency. Some of them are still maintaining other cognitive abilities as well. And so they are either oscillating quicker or slower, especially your sort of visual cortex at the back as well. It's usually oscillating at a sort of slightly higher speed. So yeah, delta would mean that we're sort of asleep already. So can we meditate in a sitting position? Of course we can. I think most of the other styles of meditation are all done seated. But what I find when I teach meditation is that a lot of people fidget, and that prevents them from being able to get into a deeper state of meditation as well. So Yoga Nidra is a really good one that I consider for everything between beginners all the way to advanced practitioners as well. For advanced practitioners, they've been known to be able to follow each of the instructions very carefully, very clearly. And also the visualization part helps a lot with personal insight as well. And so I guess these are the very consistent effects that I see from my teachers and also my other colleagues as well who have gone through the meditation course. But of course, there are others that are seated as well, which I think are very, very good and very, very powerful as well, like Vipassana. There's a form of insight meditation. And so that is done, but it takes quite a lot of training and a lot of patience to feel your hips be able to open up and not feel tension in your lower spine and in your body, your legs going to sleep, having pins and needles as well, for you to get into the same amount of depth of meditation depth as Yoga Nidra. If there's anything more I can improve on my creative contemplation or left side of the brain while meditating with artworks. I think the stage in Yoga Nidra, sorry, I didn't read that out. So the question was, I was wondering if there's anything more I can do to improve on my creative contemplation on the left side of my brain while meditating with artworks. Any recommendations? So if you're able to reach the part where there's the visualization, that's already tapping into a lot of that. In fact, once you get into the breath work, I would say my prediction is that a lot of that is left side focus rather than your right side dorsolateral, your prefrontal cortex on the right side. There's doing a lot of that work, you see. So the better that you can visualize the artworks, the better that you can see the detail, that is already creating that association during the visualization stage, you see. So yeah, what else? Would meditation help me with my mood management? Asked by Sharon Chang. Of course, I think if you notice the periods where I say whatever sensation that arise from yourself, view them without judgment. So a lot of the time we color everything that we see and then color everything that we feel with a lot of emotion as well. So emotion is the thing that within a psychological paradigm drives the mood. It's linked to the mood. And so when you are able to practice meditation, sometimes what happens as a phenomenon is that the emotion rises up, the mood or certain thing rises up. Some people might see this picture and they may feel some resentment, let's say. If they've had a bad experience, let's say with an auntie and uncle, or some uncle scolded them or something like this, something like a resentment will arise as a form of emotion. So that might be very upsetting for them. If what they teach, a lot of the psychological paradigms is that, witnessing indulging into the emotions is something that will continue to make it grow, you see. But if you are able to witness the emotion as if it's like a third person or like an entity, instead of being part of you as an external to yourself, then you have an ability to not react to it. And once you don't react to it, it then allows you to maybe understand, oh, that was not needed. That kind of reaction, that kind of emotion, that kind of mood is not needed because that kind of experience has already passed. So it's all part of this insight of interplay between being able to peer into your inside self, and also being able to continue the practice so that you're able to witness emotions or any other sensations coming out without judgment. So I think that was a bit long of an explanation, right? But I hope it makes sense. This is, I think, capturing a little bit from a lot of the, psychological paradigms, and also what we learn from other philosophies such as Buddhism as well, that comes in. I'm not saying that this is part of it, but then a lot of that kind of work sort of intermingles together, and that scientists right now are seeing how valuable certain perspectives that are outside of science is able to bring into as well. So there's this amalgamation of sort of psychology as well as different philosophies as well. So I think that's it for today. I understand that a lot of people are still queued in here, or rather they're outside already, but we're gonna call it here. There's some nice, I just want to say that we have a new blog article up. So I've written an article with Sam as well that explains the art and science of meditation. So in a way, we understand what's going on when we appreciate art, and we sort of parallel that together with some of the cognitive operations that your brain is going through as you meditate. So we see that parallel, we see the sort of consistency between the two. And of course, I wrote a little bit about that, and also drew onto one of the art pieces within SAM that we went through in the first week. So if you're happy about, if you want to learn more, if you want to understand more, you like this kind of content, feel free to hop onto Sam's blog. Just search them up on Google everything, and yeah. Hi, Beck. Thanks for joining in. Beck is an old friend from Adelaide, and she just said hi. She's in Melbourne at the moment, so big wave to you from Singapore. And yes, I'm really, really glad to be able to reconnect with you as well. So that comes towards the end. We have one more week next week, so feel free to share again. I know next week is a bit packed. It's election week here in Singapore. So yeah. Once again, I'm Russell Chan, and see you next week in Unwind with Sam. Thanks.